Good morning, Jen. So we're going to do another practice today, and this one's going to have a lot of nice twists in it, which are great for the lower back. Hopefully, I tried to do it outside. Hopefully you can hear me, and we'll go ahead and get started. Again, if you want to have a block or 2 blocks in the strap, feel free to grab it now. Otherwise, we're going to start seated. You can either sit, directly on the ground. I like to sit on a block. It gives me a little bit of leverage to lengthen through my spine a little bit easier. So sit comfortably. You can have your hands on top, either up, open, or if it's more comfortable in your lap. We're just going to start by breathing together. So start to pay attention to your inhales and exhales and try and make them the same length. And rather than breathing just out of your chest, think about also breathing down all the way into your belly. You can put your hand on your belly if it helps you to pay a little bit more attention. And we're going to start by taking a few breaths together, inhaling through our nose and out of our mouths. So go ahead and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly blink open your eyes. We're going to get started with warming up our neck. So we'll do neck rolls. You can choose whether you want to do just side to side or do full neck rolls. I know sometimes it can be a little crunchy when people do full circles, so I actually like to just do side to side, just gentle, waking up the neck muscles. One more breath here, and then come back sitting up tall. You can remove the block if you have one. We're gonna work on warming up our sides. So take your left arm and place it onto the ground. And as you do so, think about grounding through both of your sits bones. Raise your right arm to the sky, and we're gonna lean. And as you do this, think about opening up your chest and breathing here. Instead of collapsing down, really open the chest and breathe. One more breath here. And release back up. And we'll do the other side. So now planting the right hand down, lifting the left arm high, grounding through both sits bones. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale to bend. Again, keeping the chest open. You can look up if it helps. Keeping that bottom shoulder relaxed. And breathe. One more breath here. And there's a cat wandering around, so making some noise. Inhale back up to the top. And what we're going to do now is interlace our hands behind our back and think about squeezing your shoulder blades together here, really opening up your chest, and you can look slightly up and breathe here. And then if it feels good for you, you can go ahead and lean forward, bringing the arms up slightly. And don't forget to breathe. One more breath here. And make your way slowly back up. For a seated twist, take your right arm to your opposite knee. Inhale, think about sitting up tall through your spine, and exhale to look behind your back shoulder. With each inhale, think about lengthening a little bit more, and each exhale, get a little bit deeper into the twist. Not jamming it, we're still just getting warmed up. Oh my gosh, Dee Dee's going crazy. One more breath here. Slowly unravel, and we'll do the other side. So this time, left arm onto the right knee, other arm behind you. Inhale to sit nice and tall, and exhale to twist. Every inhale, think about lengthening, and exhale to get a little deeper into the twist. One more breath here. Go ahead and relax. Whoa, Dee Dee. And we're gonna make our way. You can kind of roll forward onto all fours. We're gonna make our way into cat-cow, which is appropriate because there's a cat going crazy around us. So make sure your palms are directly beneath your shoulders, knees under the hips. And we're gonna inhale to arch the back, look forward, open the shoulders, and exhale to round the back, bringing the stomach to the back. Inhale to arch, look forward. Exhale to round. We'll do a few more of these at our own pace. You can also feel free to go side to side if that feels good, whatever you need right now to warm up your spine. And when you're ready, we'll come back to neutral spine, keeping your back strong. And we're going to do thread the needle. So inhale, raise your right arm to the sky. And when you exhale, thread it through your arm. So you come down into a shoulder stretch here. And as you're here, think about bringing your left hip back a little bit to keep your hips square. And breathe. On your next inhale, bring your right arm all the way to the sky and exhale to release it back down to the ground. And we'll do the other side. So inhale, left arm up. Exhale to thread it through for the shoulder stretch. This time bringing your right hip back slightly to make sure your hips are square. Feeling it in the shoulder. You can rest your head on the ground. And breathe. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, bring your left arm all the way to the sky and exhale back down to the floor. We're going to do a modified side plank. So for this one, bring your left foot out to a slight angle and your right foot back all the way. And then you'll lift your right arm to the sky and breathe here. We'll do a couple of more breaths here. You can either stay like this, or if you'd like to feel a little bit more stretch, you can bring your right arm up. You really feel it in your right side here. And continue to breathe. One more breath here. And release back down to tabletop, and we'll do the other side. So this time, right foot out a little bit of an angle. You can bring your left foot back and lift the left arm to the sky. And breathe here. You can bring your gaze to your top hand. And again, if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch on this side, you can bring your left arm up and over all the way. Really feeling the stretch in your side body here. And breathe. One more breath here. And we'll come back down to neutral tabletop. You can shake it out a little bit. And from here, we're going to come into our first down dog of the day. So think about really spreading your fingers wide, planting your hands down firmly. You can tuck your toes and lift your hips up. In this first down dog, definitely keep a good bend in your knee. You can pedal out your feet one at a time. You can also move your hips a lot from side to side, which feels good. whatever movement you need here. Also shake your head yes and no, making sure your neck's nice and relaxed. And then eventually coming to find stillness. And breathe here. On your next inhale, bend your knees and look forward, and we're going to step to the top of our mats, keeping your fold nice and low here. Good bend in your knee. We're going to do ragdoll. So your feet should be about hip width apart. You can grab either elbow and just totally relax. This is actually more for the spine than for the hamstrings, so it really good to have a big bend in your knee here, especially if you have tight hamstrings like me. You can sway from side to side a little bit, just really relaxing the spine here. One more breath here. Gently release your hands down to the floor, and we're going to roll up very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, keeping a nice bend in your knee. Nice. And when you get to the top, you can do a few shoulder rolls back and forward, continuing to breathe. From here, you can ground through your feet about hip width apart. Think about tucking your pelvis a little bit, engaging the core. We're going to lift the arms up overhead and grab one wrist with your hand. Inhale to reach up a little higher, and exhale, we're going to twist to the side. And breathe here. Think about opening your chest rather than collapsing down here. And one more breath here. Inhale, arms back to the sky. This time we're going to grab the other wrist. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold over. Continuing to breathe, keeping the core engaged here and lifting the chest. Think about having even weight in both your feet if possible, rather than collapsing onto one side. One more breath here. Inhale will come all the way back. This time we're going to cactus our arms. So again, make sure you keep your core engaged for this one. We're going to cactus the arms back. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together and opening the chest. You can look up slightly if that feels good, and just breathe here. It's a great heart opener. One more breath here. Great. Inhale your hands all the way back up, and exhale, you can bring them down to your side. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to warm up a little bit more with some sun salutations. We'll do 3 rounds. So for these, start at the top of your mat with your toes together, heels slightly apart. You want to, again, tuck your pelvis and have your core lightly engaged here. Open your shoulders your chest by rolling your shoulders back, making sure to keep your quads active, your hands active. Mountain pose, even though it looks simple, is actually pretty intense if you engage all the muscles here. So we'll take one breath here in and exhale. And here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands and step back, lowering down slowly. An option to do it on your knees here. Inhale, untuck your toes, lift your chest for cobra, and exhale to downward facing dog. Again, you can use your knees as you come up there as well. We'll do one breath here. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and either you can step or hop or jump to the top of your mat. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and move back for chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. And on your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and either step or hop to the top of your mat. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll move right into it. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands and move through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step forward. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, look forward, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll just take a few breaths here, feeling the body warm up. You can think about keeping your mouth closed and breathing through your nose, but slightly constricting the back of your throat. This is called Ujjayi breath. Helps you to focus on your breath a little bit more. So we'll move into some standing postures. So go ahead, inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands back for chaturanga, lowering down slowly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet a couple of times here if you want. Shake your head, yes and no, making sure your neck's nice and relaxed. And then find stillness. From here, we'll inhale our right leg high to the sky and exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift leg. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose, and this time step through into a low lunge position. And for here, think about having a 90-degree angle in your front leg. We'll hold here for a couple of breaths. For a twist here, we're going to plant our left hand onto the floor and lift your right arm to the sky, bringing your gaze also to the top arm and breathing here. Try to relax that bottom shoulder as you hold here. One more breath. And release the right arm back down to the sky, or to the floor. And from here, we're going to lift up into crescent lunge. So inhale both of your arms up to the sky and breathe here. Again, try to relax your shoulders a little bit in here. And we're going to move into a twist here where we put our right arm forward and our left arm back. And think about, looking back behind your left arm. One breath here. And then inhale both arms together, and we'll go the other way. So this time, right arm back, left arm forward, and breathe here. One breath. Inhale both arms back to crescent lunge. Exhale, we'll go to to warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And exhale to vinyasa, planting the hands down, stepping back to plank, lowering down. Inhale to cobra, and exhale to down dog. We'll take a couple of breaths here. If you ever need a rest throughout any of the practice, you can always feel free to come into child's pose, bringing your knees wide, feet together, sitting back. It's a great place to go if you ever need a little breather. So coming back, we're going to do the other side now. So lift the left leg high on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. This time stepping through into a low lunge position. You can get yourself settled here again, creating a 90-degree angle on the front leg. Keeping that back leg straight if possible. And this is a great place if you don't feel steady here. You can use blocks for a little bit of leverage if you want. We're going to do a twist, so planting this time your right hand onto the sky. We'll slowly lift the left arm, following the gaze to the top arm with our eyes. And breathe here. One more breath here. Slowly bring your left hand back to the floor. We'll do one breath here. And then come up into crescent lunge. So bringing both arms to the sky and breathe. We'll do the twist on this side as well. So we'll start with left arm forward, right arm back, which is a little easier. We'll do one breath here. Inhale, both arms forward, and this time other arm forward. Exhale. Left arm behind, right arm in front, and breathe. One breath here. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And exhale to vinyasa. And you can always skip vinyasa and just meet me in down dog. Most important thing is just remember to continue to breathe. We'll take a few breaths here together. So go ahead and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time we'll bring our right foot up on the inhale and exhale to step through to low lunge. From here we'll lift up, inhale into crescent lunge. We're going to do a twist, but this time bringing our hands to prayer, bringing your left elbow to your right knee. And if this is too much, you can also put your left knee to the floor. Otherwise, we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. You can think about bringing your gaze up, and if it helps to push your right hand into your left to get a little leverage to deepen the twist, it also feels nice. And whatever you do, just continue to breathe. One more breath here. On your next inhale, come back to crescent lunge. I should be doing it this way so you can see me. Exhale, come to warrior two. Inhale, come to five-pointed star. Exhale, come into prayer squat. And we'll hold here for a couple of breaths. Think instead about leaning forward, of really trying to lengthen through your spine. Feel the burn. We'll hold it here for a couple of breaths. You can either stay here, or if you want to, you can try lifting one heel at a time. As long as you breathe. Next inhale, come back to five-pointed star. And we're going to parallel our feet to the ground, or to the front. And go ahead and exhale to come forward into a wide-legged forward fold. Another great place for blocks if you want them. gonna, of course, do more twists. So from here, plant your right arm to the floor or block and lift your left arm to the sky. And take one breath here. And then go ahead and switch. So left arm to the floor, right arm to the sky, and breathe. And go ahead and release back down. You can come up slowly. If it helps, you can bring your hands to your hips as you rise. Gives you a little bit of leverage there. Well, inhale to five-pointed star. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, chaturanga. And it might be confusing because I switched directions, but let's hope hope not. So one or two breaths here in down dog. You can pedal it out. And we'll do the other side. So inhale, left foot up. Exhale, step through to low lunge or runner's lunge. From here, we'll come straight into crescent lunge. So inhale, crescent lunge, and exhale, we're going to come into our prayer and then twist the other way. So this time, right elbow on the left knee. Again, you can lower the right knee if it helps. And press the left hand into the right hand also. And breathe. One more breath here. On your next inhale, come back to crescent lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, come into a squat. This time we're going to do a little bit of a stretch by putting our hands on our knees. Just lower one shoulder at a time here. And you can feel a nice stretch in your back. And breathe. Do one more time each side. Then inhale back to five-pointed star. Again, parallel your feet towards the front, and we'll come into a forward fold slowly. Continue to breathe here. And we're going to grab one ankle at a time. So you can start by coming over slightly towards your left ankle and breathe here. If it's too intense, you can bend your knee a little bit. And then slowly making your way to the other side. Come back to center for one more breath here. Then we'll rise up slowly. Again, you can put your hands on your waist if it helps. Inhale, we'll go to five-pointed star. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, vinyasa, or meet me in down dog, or child's pose. And continue to breathe here. We have one more round of standing postures. So go ahead and inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale to step through. This time we're actually going to move to warrior one. So if it helps, you can bring your left foot up a little bit and angle it, because in this pose you want to have your hips squared to the front. So lifting your arms up into warrior one. Again, I'm going to switch sides. One more breath here. And then we're going to exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. So for this pose, you want to think about having a nice angle from your foot to your arm. You can either rest your arm on your knee or put it down on the floor or a block. If you do rest your knee here, try not to put all of the weight there. Kind of keep your shoulder light and really, ground down through your feet. And we'll do one more breath here. Inhale, we'll go back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. This time, you can straighten your front leg. We're going to move into triangle pose. If you want to, you can bring your left foot a little bit closer if that helps you. But from here, place your arms out. Keep your hips straight where they are for as long as possible. So think about leaning forward before and then twisting down. And again, you can use your leg here. You can use a block, whatever's comfortable. Again, think about grounding down evenly through both of your feet here. And we'll take one more breath in triangle. Go ahead, inhale back to warrior two for one breath. Inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale, will vinyasa. And I'll switch sides again. One more breath in down dog, and we'll do the other side. So inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step to low lunge. And then we'll move to warrior one, so you can bring that back foot back forward a little bit and angle it, squaring those hips forward. We'll take a couple of breaths here. And we'll inhale to warrior two for a couple of breaths here. All right, inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale, we're going to move into extended side angle. So again, using either your arm or a block here for leverage, but really grounding through both of your feet. If you ever want to challenge yourself, you can always lift that lower arm just to make sure you're not collapsing too much into it. And we'll take one more breath here, an extended side angle. We'll inhale back to warrior two for a breath here. And we're going to be moving into triangle on this side. So inhale to reverse warrior. And exhale, straighten that front leg, and if you want to, again, you can step forward a little bit. Arms out, keeping your hips where they are as long as possible, leaning forward and then coming down for triangle. And don't forget to breathe here. We'll do one more breath here. And slowly come back to warrior two. And from here, we'll reverse warrior and vinyasa. So let's take a quick child's pose for a little rest. So bring your knees out wide and your toes together and sit back, stretching your arms forward. Really releasing everything here, not holding in any, tension. Release your belly. Put your head on the forehead on the ground to relax. Ready, we'll meet back in down dog. We're not going to stay there too long. We're going to be moving into lizard pose. So from here, we're going to inhale to lift our right leg. And this time, as we step through, we're going to step to the outside of our right hand instead of the middle. And for this, you can lower down that back foot. You can either keep it tucked or untucked, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm pretty tight here in my hips. So for me already, just being in this position is pretty good stretch. If you want a little bit more, you can come down onto your forearms, or you can also rotate your right foot out slightly and then put your right arm on your right knee and push open, very gentle here. You can feel it a little deeper. So kind of just follow your body here, whether you want to even just stay here is a nice stretch. You can come on your forearms, or you can kind of work there a little bit. And we'll hold here for a few more breaths, continuing to breathe, nice even breaths. Inhaling and exhaling out of our nose. One more breath here. And we'll switch to the other side. So tuck that back toe and lift your right leg back if you want to do a quick stretch back, or just come to down dog. And we'll do the other side. So inhaling to lift the left leg. Exhale, step on the outside of the left foot this time. Again, lowering that back knee. Take a breath here. And your choice again, if you want to come down onto your forearms, you can also use blocks to come a little bit closer. Still, I feel very far away. And you can also rotate, this time your left foot open slightly, left hand on the left knee to push open a little bit if you need a little bit more of a stretch. And we'll take a few more breaths here. Nice long inhales and exhales out of our nose. One more breath here. And again, we'll step back. You can inhale and stretch that leg up a little bit if you want, and then place it down to downward dog. And from here, we're just gonna slowly, you can either walk your toes to your hands or your hands back to your feet and just slowly rise up for a couple of fun chair poses. Okay, shake it out if you want. My hips are so tight. So we're gonna do a few series of chair poses and then move into an eagle. So for chair, you can either have your feet together, or if you want, you can have them hip width apart for a little bit more stability. So kind of up to you preference-wise. But we'll go ahead and inhale our arms up and sit back into a chair position. So you don't want to have your butt out too much. You want to still engage your core slightly here, and think about being able to see your toes over your knees. We'll take one more breath here, and then we're going to move into a twist. So bring your hands to prayer and bring your left elbow to your right knee. And as you do this, think about keeping your knees the same height. Like sometimes our tendency is to really let our hips swing, but think about keeping them even, and just take one more breath on this side. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, we'll go to the other side. Continuing to breathe, keeping those knees nice and even. One more breath here. Inhale, arms up, and exhale to rise all the way, and you can shake it out. Whew, chair pose, not my favorite, but it's a good one. So now we're gonna do chair pose with a twist with our arms open. So we'll be like this. We'll open up to one side, inhale, arms together, open up to the other side. So when you're ready, go ahead and come to chair pose and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. We'll inhale the right arm back and exhale, center. Inhale, left arm back, exhale, center. And we'll do both arms one more time. Inhale, right arm back and center. Left arm back and center. Feeling the burn. One more time. Right arm back, center. Left arm back, center. And rise and shake it out. It's starting to get cold here. The sun just went away. but maybe you can see me better. So again, we're gonna do eagle pose now. So depending on what you feel good with here, you can start by grounding into one foot, and if you wanna just come like this, that's perfectly fine. If you wanna come a little deeper and try and fully wrap your foot around, that's also good. So whatever feels good today. So we'll start on whatever foot you want, bend, and then for the arms, if you have your right foot on top, bring your left arm underneath, and we'll twist. Again, if you want to do this, that's fine, or if you want to do a full twist, that's also good. I don't know what's easier to see here, but think about lifting your elbows, but keeping your shoulders down. So relax the shoulders down, lift the elbows, and breathe here. And if it helps, find something that's not moving to look at. We'll take one more breath here. And go ahead and release and shake it out before we do the other side. So now ground down through the other foot. And we'll go ahead and think about other arm on top. Again, this time, focusing on bringing the elbows up, shoulders down, and breathing. And one more breath here. And release. Shake it out. We're going to do a nice cake batter move, I guess they call it. Think about bringing your hips all the way as far as you can in every direction, like if you were getting the cake batter off of a bowl. You want to get every last bit. So go one direction and then switch and go the other direction. Nice. And shake it out. We'll come into one more down dog here. Just kind of transition and stretch it out so you can place your hands down, pedal out your feet a little bit, your hips, and then make your way slowly into a seated position. So we're going to do a nice boat pose here. So for boat pose, think about really lengthening through your spine, not collapsing, but keeping your core nice and engaged here. You can have your arms out. You can start by just bringing one foot at a time, or if you can bring both. Otherwise, you can just kind of tap down, whatever feels good here. Relaxing your shoulders a little bit, really engaging that core and continuing to breathe. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And take a little rest, and we're going to do it again. So, again, getting ready to go. Sit up nice and tall, arms out, long spine, engage the core, and lift up into boat. Continuing to breathe here. If you want to challenge yourself, you can lower down to low boat, and then come back to high boat. I'm just going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And we're going to do it one more time, but this time with a twist, which is optional. You can either hold boat, or if you need to rest, that's fine too, but we're going to hold boat and open up our arms one at a time, similar to how we did with the chair pose. So get ready if you want to go for it. Arms out, lift the legs, core engaged, and we'll go inhale, arm back, exhale, forward. Inhale, left arm back, exhale, forward. Do it 3 times on each side. Left. One more time on each. So inhale right, exhale forward, inhale left, exhale forward, and release. You can shake it out if you want a little bit. Whew. From here, we're going to do a little bit of a counter pose to open up those hips. We're going to do reverse tabletop. So you can think about, you're going to want eventually a 90-degree angle everywhere. So think about where you need to be for that, and we'll see how good my angle is here. Inhale, we're going to lift up into reverse tabletop. And in this pose, think about not collapsing down into your shoulders, but really lifting up high, lifting up your hips high, and breathe here. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release back down. And again, you can kind of shake out whatever feels good here. We're going to do a little bit of a just leg stretch here. So have one knee in and one leg long. Try and ground through both of your sits bones here. And instead of just kind of collapsing down and feeling the stretch, you can have a strap if you'd like to help out. But what we're going to do is, as we inhale, we're going to really inhale our spine nice and long, slightly rotate towards the open leg, and then as we exhale and lean forward, instead of just collapsing down, think about really bringing your chest to your toes. As you can see, I have pretty tight hamstrings. So instead of just forcing this here, I'm working on bringing my chest closer to my toes, and I can feel the stretch a lot in my hamstring here. And it feels good. And I'm breathing, so continue to breathe here. And if you want to, you can use your hands. It's a little far for me. Keeping that chest up, quad engaged, nice and strong. We'll do one more breath here. And slowly release up. And shake it out. We'll do the other side. So again, keeping both sits bones grounded here. We're going to inhale tall, slightly rotate towards the long leg, and then bring our chest towards our toes here, engaging that quad of the long leg and breathing. Nice long inhales and exhales. We'll do one more breath here. All right, slowly release. We'll do a quick butterfly pose, so you can shake out your legs if you want, but we're going to come into butterfly. You can have your feet however far or close feels good for you. And again, sitting through both of your grounding through both of your sits bones. Sit up nice and tall as you inhale. And then exhale, you can fold forward if it feels good. You can grab your ankles and really use your elbows to push your knees down if you need a little bit of leverage, as long as it doesn't hurt. And just continue to breathe here. One more breath here. And slowly come up. We're going to move on to our backs for bridge pose. So if you want to, you can come to kind of a boat type of preparation pose and then lower down very slowly. This is good for the core. Ooh, I need to work on that. So for bridge, you're going to want your feet to be, or your heels about, where your fingertips can just lightly graze them, and your knees over your hips, about hip width apart. And we'll go ahead and inhale to lift our hips up. You can think about engaging your glutes here, keeping your core nice and tight. And you can either stay here, or if you want a little bit more, you can interlace your fingers and come up onto one shoulder at a time. Feel that stretch. Continue to breathe here. We'll hold for 2 more breaths. And lower down slowly. Kitties. Still allergic, unfortunately. So if you want to, you can windshield your legs. Don't bring your knees to your chest. It's not good to do that while you're still back bending, but bring your knees from side to side like windshield wipers. Releases the lower back. And we're going to do it one more time. If you'd like to, you can do a supported bridge by placing a brick or a block under your sacrum. Otherwise, we'll just do a normal one. So again, prepare, getting your heels close to your fingertips, and inhale to lift. And continue to breathe here. Nice long inhales and exhales. One more breath here. And then lower down slowly. And again, you can windshield your legs from left to right. And here we are going to do a little bit of a stretch here. So lengthen your left leg onto the floor and bring your right knee to your chest. And then bring it slightly towards your armpit. It's a nice squeeze in your hip here. And just breathe here. One more breath here. From here, we're going to go ahead and straighten our right leg straight up. And I'm pretty tight again, as you can see, but we'll grab, interlace our hands and grab behind our thigh and just hold here for a couple of breaths. And go ahead and release. And we'll do the other side. So left knee to chest, right leg long. And then bring the left knee towards the left armpit for a little deeper of a hip feeling, I guess. Continuing to breathe. One more breath here. Now, straighten that left leg to the ceiling and interlace and grab behind the left thigh for a nice stretch here. One more breath here. And gently release. All right, we're going to do a couple of more stretches and then we're finished. So we'll do a seated or a supine pigeon or figure four. So bringing your knees up, bring your right foot onto your left knee, keeping your right foot flexed. That protects this right knee. And this is for the stretch here. So depending on your tightness or flexibility here, you can either keep your foot on the ground and lift your heel, or you can interlace and grab behind your thigh, or if you still need a little bit more, you can interlace and grab behind your shin, keeping your back on the ground as you feel the stretch here. And continue to breathe. Tell the chickens think it's time to wake up. The rooster. One more breath here. And release your foot down. We're going to try this, keeping your feet where they are. Go ahead and tee your arms out and then bring your left knee to the ground, keeping this foot kind of where it is, and it feels nice stretch in your low back. So keep your right shoulder on the ground and look over your right shoulder. And breathe. more breath here. And slowly come back up. We're going to switch to the other side, so placing the right foot on the ground. Now the left ankle comes onto the right knee, keeping the left foot flexed. And again, grabbing whatever feels good on this side for the stretch, whether it's behind the thigh or the shin. And continue to breathe. One more breath here. And we're going to do the same twist on this side. So lowering the right foot to the ground, but keeping the feet where they are. We'll tee out the arms, and this time lower the right knee to the ground. Looking over the left shoulder, trying to keep that left shoulder on the ground if possible, and breathe here. One more breath here. And we'll slowly bring our knee back up this time and release the left leg, and you can kind of windshield the legs again. We're going to bring the knees to the chest. Put your hands on your knees, and we're going to just do some circles in one direction, kind of opening up the hips here, and then the other direction. All right, nice and loose. And because we love twists and they're good for the lower back, we're going to do one more. So keep your knees at a 90-degree angle, arms out to a T, slowly lower to the right side, and look over the left shoulder, trying to keep the left shoulder on the ground if possible, and breathe here. Twists are also really good for your digestion. It's like massaging your organs. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up to center. And now exhale down to the left side, looking over your right shoulder, trying to keep your right shoulder on the ground if possible, and continuing to breathe. Nice, even breaths here. This is one of my favorite stretches. Very simple, but very effective. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center. And we're going to come into Mia's pose, happy baby. So grabbing the outside of your feet, arms into the center, and then outside of your feet, and you can slowly rock side to side if it feels good for you. Releasing any tension you have in the back. And we'll give ourselves one last hug. So hug your knees and bring your head up as well. Hug yourself as tight as possible with your inhale, and then exhale, release down into Shavasana. So here you can kind of move around a little bit. We're going to be here for a couple minutes, so make sure you get comfortable. And in Savasana, we really want to surrender our body and release everything. So keeping your eyes closed here, we'll move up through the body. So first, think about releasing and relaxing your toes and your feet. Relaxing your ankles and your calves. Relaxing your knees and your thighs, your hamstrings. Moving up and relaxing your hips, your stomach, and your lower back. Relaxing your chest and your upper back, your shoulders, moving through your arms into your elbows, relaxing your wrists and your hands, your fingers. relaxing your neck. We hold a lot of tension there in our neck, so really relax your neck, the back of your head, relax your chin and your jaw, relax your nose and your eyes, relax your brow. We also hold a lot of tension there in our brow and our face in general. And then finally relax all the way to the top of your head, letting your entire body sink into the ground. If you have time to stay here, you can stay here as long as you feel, taking in the effects of the work you just did. But otherwise, go ahead and start to bring awareness back to your body, keeping your eyes closed, but start to pay attention and lengthen your inhales and exhales. And you can start to feel your body by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Slowly bring your hands over your head and do a full body stretch from your fingers down to your toes. And slowly roll onto your right side. You can bring your knees to your chest if you'd like. Roll slowly. You can use your arm as a pillow, coming into the fetal position. Take one breath here. And then slowly, with as little effort as possible, come to a seated position. Comfortable, keeping your spine long. And we're going to end the class how we started, with 3 breaths together, breathing in through our nose and out through our mouths. So ready, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. All right, well, namaste. Thank you, Jen. I hope you enjoyed that. And I look forward to practicing with you in person soon. Bye.